You may be wondering if you need to take a standardized test for college admissions, and if so, which one? The SAT, ACT, or CLT? This is a question for those attending a four-year college or university. Community colleges and career colleges do not require this testing. These tests are designed to measure your preparedness for college coursework, not specific topic preparation, rather measuring your ability to reason, to recollect what you have been taught, and your skills of deduction. Here is the bottom line. If your school funds one of these tests during your junior year, take it and take it seriously. It doesn't really matter which test is offered, as the vast majority of colleges will accept scores from either the ACT or the SAT. Beyond that test offering, you need to determine whether a second test or a different test is needed. This step starts with a review of the tests accepted by the colleges on your interest list. What test does each school accept, and what are the average scores that have led to being offered admission? Work for these necessary scores and try to take the tests that help you access the colleges that would work well for your future. All three tests are taken online, mostly in proctored classrooms with accommodations available if needed. The subject matter of each test and the processes utilized are available on their websites. Each test costs for registration beyond the one taken at your school, though fee waivers are available for qualifying students. Again, check out the test website. The final question is what to do if the college says that test scores are optional. Ask the college admissions officers what they are using the test scores for, and then decide if your test score is strong enough that it will draw positive attention. If so, please share your test score. If your score is not strong, take the test again and try to improve your score, or decide not to provide your score. It is optional after all. The trend is that these standardized tests are gaining strength in admissions decisions. Make sure your testing approach is practical and based on all available information from the testing organizations and the colleges you are interested in. Which standardized test or test you end up utilizing may be dictated by the colleges to which you're applying, but as much as possible, you need to think through your testing choice. It is important to remember that these tests differ in subject matter and process. Collect as much information as you can so you can make an informed decision. The ACT test is 2 hours and 45 minutes long and is designed to challenge your knowledge about reading, math, English, and science. A 40-minute writing test is optional and can be added to your ACT test. The test is offered digitally, or a written format can be requested. Most questions are multiple choice, and a calculator is allowed for the entire math section. Each section is scored on a scale of 1 to 36. The overall test score is an average of the section scores. Thus, the maximum possible score is 36. It takes between 2 and 8 weeks for scores to be posted. The Classic Learning Test, or CLT, focuses on the principles of classical education. The digital test can be performed at home with remote proctoring or in a testing site. It takes about 2 hours to complete. The testing components are verbal reasoning, grammar and writing, and quantitative reasoning. The reading passages are from classic literature. Those who created the test indicate their desire to measure the student's ability to think critically rather than prior knowledge of any of the texts. The questions are multiple choice. You can submit a written essay for review, but it will not be scored. Scores are available within a few weeks of testing. The top score available is 120. The SAT is digital, using a computer or tablet. It takes 2 hours and 14 minutes. It is called adaptive. This means that you can take one section of the math questions. The second section of the math questions is based on your performance in the first section. The better you perform, the more difficult the second set of questions becomes. This adaptive process is also used in the reading and writing sections. Scores range from 400 to 1600. The greater the difficulty of the section portion of the test, the higher the score. Most questions are multiple choice, and a calculator is allowed for the entire math section. Results are generally posted in about 3 weeks. Look over practice examples from each test. Review the list of the tests preferred by the colleges you will be applying to, and check the dates the tests are available. Then choose what is best for your future. Here are some standardized testing facts to consider no matter which test you decide to take. Register for the test and date that works best for you at your earliest convenience, as locations fill up and because late fees are an expense you can avoid. Those with learning disabilities or needing accommodations can arrange for such. It does take time to get the arrangements in place, so plan ahead. Fee waivers are available for those challenged by the testing costs. You can list a number of colleges to receive your test score when you register, and those notifications are generally free. Fee waivers are also available for the cost of sending score reports to colleges later. Again, apply early. Double check your registration before the test. Confirm the location, familiarize yourself with the rules, and plan to bring all necessary supplies. Know what to expect when you walk into the testing room. Look over the timing and the process so you are comfortable with what happens during the test. Review the instructions for each section. This way, on test day, you can quickly skim the instructions to make sure there are no changes and focus your time on the questions. There are free and reduced price preparation materials available. Your school counselors, library, and online programs such as Naviance will help you to locate study materials. Make sure all materials are up to date as the tests have changed over the years. We also suggest you dig out your PSAT score report. That will help you identify the areas of study you should focus on. Test preparation and practice exams are available online for the ACT, SAT, and Classic Learning Test. Search online for what is out there. It is generally recommended that you undertake a preparation regimen before taking the test. This doesn't mean more than 15 minutes of practice most days, but you need to stay focused. You can utilize tutors and preparation programs for a cost. Some of these costs are steep, so plan accordingly. You need to determine if you work best one-on-one with a tutor in a group or a class, or if you're disciplined enough to practice independently. Build your comprehension and vocabulary scores by reading anything and everything you can. Make up a math formula study sheet. The better these are memorized, the less time you will spend during the test recalling the details. Find an accountability partner to help you live up to your commitment to study. Set up your study plan. Do the work, make any necessary adjustments, and remember your score on any test is just one component of your admission packet. Like the educational programming says, the more you know. Be prepared. So you have chosen which test or test to take. You have registered, you have studied, you think you are ready to go. Now is the time to do all you can to maximize your performance. Start with the night before. Prepare your computer or tablet. Make sure it is operating and you are charging it so it will have power throughout the test. If you are going to use the computer's calculator, get the screen up and ready. If you are going to bring your own calculator, make sure the batteries are fresh. Sleep well. Get a strong number of hours of sleep for your needs. It is best to start early in the week, but the last night is crucial. Hydrate the day before and throughout the morning of the test. The day of the test, eat a great breakfast. Avoid sugar and gravitate towards complex carbohydrates and protein-based foods that will keep you from getting hungry during the test. Arrive at the testing site early to ensure there are no complications and to get comfortable in the space. Bring a picture ID and your admission ticket. Physical copies are preferred. Make sure they are packed where they can easily be accessed as you enter the building. Make sure you have something you can use to stow anything that you can't have on your desk, like your earbuds, phone, or smartwatch. Make sure all are turned off before being stowed away, or leave all of this in your car. If you prefer to track the time on a watch, find an analog watch you can keep on your desk. You will not be allowed to wear it. Use positive affirmations to remind yourself you are prepared and ready to succeed. Stay focused on the test. No scrolling, no gossiping, no zoning out. Stay in the moment. Stay focused on the test. Scan the instructions to each section to make sure you understand the process. Remember that haste does make waste. Rushing may throw off your focus, disrupt making sure you bubble the correct test answer in the right space, and keep you from building a confident pace. If you seem stuck on one question, skip it and come back. Don't let one question use up your time. Take the time to make sure you are filling in the bubbles correctly. There is no penalty for wrong answers, so if you are nearing the end of the time allotted to a section, fill in a bubble for each answer. Trust your first instinct. Do your best and let that be enough. Once you have completed the test, let it go. You can't change the outcome, so relax and reward yourself. You've got this. Trust yourself, prepare well, and take the test one question at a time. Good luck. If you found any of this information helpful, hit the like button and subscribe. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments below.